Third down and goal from the 9. Payne, empty backfield, 3-man rush. He bounces around, he throws. DT is there. Are they going to say touchdown? Touchdown! Demaryius Thomas.
As Wilson fires downfield, he's got it! Touchdown! Ball is out in the end zone, and it's recovered by Malik Jackson for the touchdown. It was Vaughn Miller with the strip sack.
I like your sweatshirt.
Oh, thank you.
It.
That's my dog.
What's his name again?
Well, the one I have now is Shaq. This was Kato. This was the previous one before.
Oh no!
I didn't want to say. Way to bring up. No, I'm just joking. No, I still like to represent him. You know, that's still my boy. You know.
I'll just be crying as we start this. Oh my God, I love dogs so much.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That was one of my pandemic losses.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. Let's say the pandemic was a rough one, because I had another loss during that time as well.
Aaron.
My dad. Yeah.
Aaron.
6 months apart from each other, and my pops was on my birthday. Can you believe that? Yeah.
Was it due to COVID? Sorry.
I mean, I think so. He didn't catch COVID, but he got the shot, and a week later died after that.
And
nobody there's no cause. He died in his sleep, apparently. So. Mm-hmm.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, I know.
So sorry. That's
hard.
It's
terrible. So on my birthday, before this guy died, I found out he had cancer, the worst form possible.
Dog?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they gave him days to live, and I thought he was healthy as not. So I was like, nah, not allowing that. You know, I'm like, obviously big into marijuana and stuff. So I started looking up research and doing this and getting all these oils and this and that. Changed his diet, and I got him to live 6 months longer.
Wow.
Months. And he was that was his happiest 6 months he's probably ever been in his life. So he was running around. He was just running around, just as happy as possible. Yeah. Everything was turning around, and then I thought we beat it for a moment. I was like, man, And then one day it just everything just turned. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But 6 months after, I only had a few days that they gave us for him to live, and I was.
Oh my God.
That was awesome. Oh, so I found out on my birthday on that, and then 6 months later he passed away. 6 months after that, my next birthday, my dad passed away.
Aaron.
Yeah, tough.
Fuck, dude. I'm so sorry.
Tough.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much kind of what made me like change everything I was doing and come into this route. You know what I mean? Because it's just like everything that I felt like I was doing just didn't feel right anymore. Like I moved out here for music, and I was doing some stuff. Like I had collaborations and was producing for Wu-Tang Clan. I had The Game on a single. Like I was like working with like people, and then out of nowhere I just lost everything for it, everything for it. The people I was around, I didn't want to be around them anymore, all that stuff,
Fuck.
So I was like, let me just get into one of what my passion is. Like every day, through all that stuff, there was one thing that was consistent. Every day I'm Broncos, just watching videos and this and that. And I was like, maybe I need to get into that.
Absolutely. I think it's such a cliche, but like people don't find what they're meant to do unless like hardships come. And I'm not saying like what you went through is unimaginable, but like the fact that you were able to find something from that, like, damn, dude, I'm so sorry. Like that is rough. And you have your new pup now.
Yeah, for sure.
How long?
It is crazy. It's like it's such a thin line, because I'm the type of person that's like never give up.
Yeah.
Pursue as hard as you can, and it's like such a thin line between realizing, if this, am I giving up too early, or should I keep going harder, or is this what's really not meant? You know what I mean? And it's like, if that's when it finally felt like that this isn't right anymore.
You'll know. Like, I feel like so many times we don't trust our gut instincts, but like if you just like take a moment and like, I'm so woo-woo in these things, but like if you take a moment and like sit in silence and just say, I just need some answers, like it'll either come to you in that moment or it will come to you eventually. And
definitely,
because you'll know, your intuition is so strong, you know what I mean? So it's like, that's what brought you to this,
Absolutely.
Like, damn, dude.
Yeah. Sorry to get all,
Fuck, dude.
mushy with it.
We are not. Are we starting an episode like this? Do you want this in?
I don't mind. I mean, it, like you said, it shows more of a
dude.
personal side. Right?
Oh my God.
People want to know why I started it. That's why.
I guess. With that.
Welcome to the Broncos Fancast.
I love it. No, go ahead, Aaron.
Well, oh wait, are you taking control this week? This is your week, right?
I can. Shall we switch off?
She gets to do it this time. I don't have to.
Boy, you get to sit back. Well,
Exactly.
Welcome to the Broncos Fancast with Aaron and Des. We are back this week. Post Ravens. Wish I could say victory, but yet again, cannot. Aaron, how are you doing today?
I'm not doing bad.
Yeah.
No complaints other than, the obvious, but, I guess kind of saw that coming, after every single game that we've seen previously this season. This one was no different.
Yeah. Okay. Oh my gosh.
So
Amazing.
I'm doing okay.
Amazing.
How about yourself?
Good. It's full swing holiday season, obviously, not just for me, but I love the holidays. I love Christmas. I'm a big Elf fan.
Oh,
My favorite Christmas movie ever.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
So I've been watching that. I try and watch it almost every day. It's that type of obsession. So I've just been watching that recently.
Nice. That's a good one. One of my favorite ones, Jingle All the Way.
Oh, with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
And Sinbad.
Yes.
Classic.
There's a sequel, but I've never seen it.
There's a sequel?
Yes, dude. Do you watch
Never heard of it.
Oh my God, on ABC 25 Days of Christmas? It's always playing on
is it?
on
Wow.
Freeform or what? I think it's Freeform now. Yeah.
With the same people?
I don't know. I haven't
Okay.
seen it, but
Okay,
I don't know. Christmas sequels are a little tricky.
Yeah.
Because I know that they were asked to do an Elf 2, and Will Ferrell was like, you can't recreate greatness. And I'm so thankful he did that. You know what I mean? Because it's so good on its own.
It is. It's great.
So.
I feel like they tried to do it with Anchorman 2. And, Anchorman 2, I think is low-key kind of funny, but it's not Anchorman 1.
It's not Anchorman 1.
Yeah.
It held up. Sequels are always tricky. There are very, very few sequels. I don't know if I can even think of one that was
that held
better
up.
than the first.
Oh, I know one
Or
that's close.
held up. Yeah.
Next Friday.
Ooh.
That's close. It's close.
Have not
Friday is
seen
so
it.
classic. You never seen it?
I know. I've never seen it. I've never
That's
seen
tough.
it. Yeah, it is.
You got to catch that one.
I gotta see it. I know, but I'll watch it. Yeah,
That's
trust
funny.
me. You don't want to ask what movies I've seen because I'll say no to almost all of them.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Anyway, so movies. Okay. Well, we are just a day after our loss against the Ravens by uno points, just one, 10-9. How was your? What are your just initial thoughts? Let's lay them out and then we'll go into specifics.
My initial thoughts is that was the most Broncos game of 2022 that it could possibly be. It's like if you were to write a script of the way the Broncos have been playing this entire season, every game, this last Ravens game was exactly it. You know what I mean? It's like our defense is holding up, doing better than expected against all these teams that, have good offenses. And for the majority of the game, because our defense is playing so well, it feels like we have control. Oh, man, we might win this thing. And then sure enough, the gas runs out because they're on the field for 50 minutes of the game out of the 60. And they give up the last score, which just barely puts the team ahead of us to lose. The only thing different is that we didn't go to overtime this time.
Wow. Almost did. Almost. Well, no, we didn't. We were either ahead or tied for most of the game. No, I feel you. I was watching it with one of my best friends who's a Ravens fan. I was talking so much trash to him. And of course, I made it to the very last 30 seconds and I regretted it all. So, but I mean, he's a good guy because he did not really rub it in that hard.
Really?
But I think you could take one look at me and I'm like an injured puppy. After a loss like that, it was pretty brutal. But no, I feel you. I mean, to be honest, after this game, this might be coming from left field, but I actually don't feel that bad after this loss.
Okay.
I think because we just came off of that loss from the Panthers. That was so bad. It was the worst. I mean, I've seen the Broncos play in a very long time. Coming into this, like the couple of key points I sort of thought about facing the Ravens. We were facing them and they were 7-3. We were 3-7. Was going to be a really tough game to go against. It was in their home, so we were playing away, so odds were double whammy against us. Also, we're the Broncos, so triple whammy.
Right.
I think it was the first time that I was like, the offense, not the first, but a handful of times, that the offense somewhat showed up for me, and the defense held on to it. And I know the end, like, it didn't look good, but of course it didn't. Exactly what you say, they're on the field the whole time. It's just like, I just don't have enough energy in me to be like, whoa, Broncos. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is the worst ever. If you look at it, just the basis of it, we went against a 7-3 team and we lost by 1 point.
Yes.
Doesn't matter if it was all field goals.
Like, I agree with you. Like, if you actually look into all of these games, we're right there. Like, we could easily be, if we could finish some of these games, like,
I have it written down.
Like a couple like if we could finish a touchdown a game, we might be like 8-3, right, or whatever our record. You know,
so we have
9-3.
Yeah,
right
so
now.
we have 9 losses. 7 of those 9 losses have been 1-score games. So, and then 3 of those were by 3 or fewer points.
Yeah.
So our record, and God, I mean, we talked about this, I think, last week, and it's like, if we scored 18 points, it was everywhere in Broncos country. But basically, if we've been scoring 18 points, our record would be like 9-1 at this point, essentially something like that. But the thing is like our record, oh God, I know I'm going to get crap for this, but our record, I know it's bad, but if you look at the scores, we're not that much of a losing team.
We're really not.
We're
it's
so
like,
close.
Yeah. If we can just get that one thing that's plaguing us and it's finishing, basically, for the most part, like, we would be a solid team. Like, we look like a laughing joke, but we're like right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If our offense isn't pitiful, absolutely pitiful, we're one of the better teams in the league. Like,
Well, yeah.
Just an average
And I also
offense.
think we're a laughing stock because of the difference between our offense and defense in the statistics. Like, it's so obvious. And I think that's easy to target. It's easy to target with Russell Wilson because of what everyone said going into this season, that he was going to be the star for. It wasn't just Broncos fans saying that Broncos were going to be Super Bowl contenders. Like, everyone believed this was a great trade.
Absolutely.
But the thing is, still was. The thing is, we are 3-9. There are other teams that are 3-9. One of them being the Los Angeles Rams. I'm sorry. The Super Bowl, world champ Super Bowl Los Angeles Rams.
Nobody's talking about them.
No one's talking anything about
Why?
them.
Because they're injured? Oh, Broncos are the #1 most injured team in the league.
Exactly. The amount of people that so I had a reel, I don't know, it's some reel I did and I was like Broncos country fans, and it was something about like, it's the worst, right? I had so many people come on and comment and be like, try being a Lions fan. I've been a Bears fan. You don't get it. And I'm like, no, you don't get it. Like, it's brutal. Like, the Broncos have always been a winning team.
Yeah, we expect greatness.
Yes.
We expect to win. We're one of the most winning organizations in the NFL.
Yeah, I think I was looking earlier today. I think the last time we had back-to-back losing seasons was like 19
before like 2016.
Oh yeah, before our Super Bowl win and Peyton Manning retired. That was, I think it was like 19. Here we go. 1972. The last time that we've had back-to-back losing seasons, and that was like 10 losing seasons in a row. Yeah. But keep in mind, we didn't join the NFL till 1966.
Exactly.
Right? So what is that? Quick math. 4 + 2. 6. 6 of those years was in our first years in the NFL.
Right.
It doesn't even count. Like, that is how bad Broncos country has it right now, because we are just not used to losing.
Right. We don't expect to lose. And it's like,
that's such a privileged thing to be complaining about right now.
You sound like some spoiled brat.
I get it. But sorry, what were you saying?
And it's like, we're such a laughing stock and we look so bad, and they're, people want to compare us to like Browns and Lions, but those teams are like teams that notoriously get blasted game in and game out. We are right there every single game.
I know.
And we're playing and everything's going wrong.
Yeah.
Imagine if half of those things go right.
Everything's going wrong. That's
everything's
so true.
going wrong, and we're within a one score of every single game. It's like,
what would you rather? I feel like I know. Would you rather have games where you're like, yeah, I know our team sucks and we're getting blown out by all these teams, or would you rather lose by 1 to 3 points every game?
1 to 3 points every game, because that lets us know we need just a couple tweaks and we're right there.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The other way, we're just not even close.
Right.
And people want to think we're not even close now, but dude, we've been ravaged with injuries. Like, if everybody's healthy, who knows? Maybe some of those one-score games turn into victories for us, but it's just like so much has gone. Like, literally 100% of the things have gone wrong. 99, not including defense. On offense, 100% of the things has gone wrong, including injuries, which is something that's out of our control.
Yeah, I think we sort of mentioned that like last episode. It was like you can't point your finger at one thing. It's literally like name something
like that.
And it has gone wrong for the Broncos, like without a doubt. So, what did you think was the? You know what? Let's start. No, I'm going to go this way. What did you think was, if you had to choose one, was the main reason for the loss?
The main reason for the loss is just the offensive system.
Okay.
The offensive system is, he looked a little better. They were trying to do more things. Russell Wilson, I thought, played decent. He didn't have a bad game.
It was one of his better games.
He just didn't score the touchdowns, unfortunately. But, we don't have anybody on offense, whatsoever to help the man out.
No.
Offensive system, I think it's just not a fit. And, and it's just not much you're going to be able to do on offense. It just doesn't look like we can produce much on offense because it's just such a bad fit, along with the injuries. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think if I had to choose one thing, and it wouldn't be the offense, because I mean that's like the go-to, and I agree with you. I think it would be, and oh God, I hate to do this, and I love this man so much. I've talked so many good things about him, but Montreal Washington as punt returner. I love the guy. I love his backstory, coming from Samford University, 8th person I think out of there to draft it.
Yeah,
it's just every time he returns, it's like 4 yards, 2 yards. It's so minimal. I never expect to see him break through, and it's such a bummer. And you never realize like how key of a player that is until you watch it over and over, getting these punt returns, and you're like, oh, well, we caught it and didn't move anywhere.
So with that being said, I will say I kind of wince when I watch him catch the ball, because it feels like, he's close to like fumbling or something all the time. But a lot of that falls on the punter, Wiseman, because his punts have been so short. When you punt it really short, that gives so much time for the defense to be right there ready for you by the time you get it. When people kick bombs down the field, that gives them time to have room to make some moves and run.
So you were saying it's on the Ravens punter?
No, our punter.
Corliss?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're right.
Okay.
First, he has been playing horrible, but he's not punting to our own team, so that doesn't make sense.
Right. No, Corliss
he was playing really bad, but
well this game either.
Yeah, you're right.
Unfortunately,
Cut that out. Never mind. Cut that out. I just got confused.
Aaron, you don't know what you're talking about.
We're punting to our own team.
No, you're good, dude. No,
it feels like that. I'm just getting delirious at this point. But no, I agree. Every time Montreal Washington catches it, it feels sus.
Yeah.
It feels like something might go wrong.
Yeah.
It seems like he's going to get hit and fumble it. His decision making on letting the ball hit the ground hasn't been great either. You know what I mean? Like, hit the ball to go into the end zone and hopefully get at the 20.
I don't know much about I wouldn't be able to tell him what to do, but I just know when he catches and runs, it's not far.
Yeah.
That's the gist.
He'll like catch it at like the 3-4 yard line, like fair catch it, and it's like, those are the times you need to let it bounce and go into the end zone, so we can get at the 20. And it's like he's having bad judgment calls on that a little bit,
Yeah.
But
Okay. Well, we have, and before I want to go into the positives of this game, obviously the main topics of conversation for obvious reasons, Russell Wilson and Nathaniel Hackett. What did you think of those two in this game?
I thought Russell Wilson did the best with what he had available and could do given the players available and the system. Hackett, to me, at this point, it's like he's given everything else to everybody else. I don't even know what he's doing anymore at this point.
Yeah,
besides,
that is...
a little bit of maybe game management, calling timeouts here and there.
But didn't we have a delay of game?
We did. We did have a delay of game.
Oh my God, I was reading like the delay of game happened and we wasted a timeout. It was almost a delay of game and that timeout could have gone elsewhere. I don't know. It was like someone who knew what they were talking about and I was trying to understand, but it was something like that. So explain to me. So with Nathaniel Hackett giving play calling over to Clint Kubiak and then Jeff Rosenberg, is that his name?
The manager guy he hired or whatever.
The Ravens, I believe, right?
That guy.
So he came in and he's like advising, correct? So what does that leave a head coach to do? Call timeouts?
Right. Because the advising part is supposed to be like if you have an offensive coordinator and they're doing all the offense, I feel like the advising part is supposed to be what the head coach does. And you gave that up. You gave up play calling.
Right.
Like, what's really left?
But also, devil's advocate, a lot of head coaches don't do play calling, right?
For sure. But
so what do they do in that case?
They're the ones advising and doing all. They don't have the advisor up in the box. They are that guy.
What is advising? What is he advising?
He's like, I guess he's helping make decisions throughout the game to take the load to help the coach. So he was originally hired because there was too much on the plate.
Time management, right?
Yeah, there was just too much on the plate for Nathaniel Hackett calling plays and doing that it was causing, a lot of delay of the games and things like that. So he said, okay, let me hire this guy to help out with that aspect of it so I can play call. So now this guy's there, and then now eventually he gave up play calling because that wasn't working. So now he's given up play calling to this person, and this guy's still here doing the advising. And it's like, he's just giving everything away because, either that or get fired, I guess. I mean, but it's like I still feel like he has a lot. Even though Clint Kubiak's doing all the play calling, I still feel like there's a lot of influence by Nathaniel Hackett, like because they have the headsets and the headphones, and it just seems like there's got to be some sort of influence there. I would think, I don't know. It's hard to tell.
I don't know, man. Like I'm trying to put myself in his shoes. Like as the empath I am, and I it's hard because you want to give the facade that you're doing things because Vic Fangio would not do anything to change anything, and he was very stubborn on that. And when Nathaniel Hackett came in, first few games, he's like, this could be better. He did something to fix it. He took accountability, and it's like I mean, but obviously I don't know. I'm not a head coach. Like if I was Nathaniel Hackett, I wouldn't want to be influencing, so I could go after the game and not throw Clint under the bus, but be like, well, Clint called the whole game, so we're gonna talk about how we're gonna run across next game. So it's like gives him a little like pressure off,
definitely,
But I don't know. And at this point, I mean, we're officially out of the playoffs. Like, that was a given, but now it's like, no. We're officially out. Yeah. Sad day. Moment of silence, everyone. Okay, that was great. And 6th losing season in a row. 7th season not making playoffs.
Not making playoffs. You're right.
And I just think my dad made a good point. Shout out Papa Garneau. And he was saying that I think he read this somewhere, but he's thinking maybe some of the players, and this happens, but once you're having a losing season, like we have a lot of our starters out. Are they really out and injured? I'm sure, there's a lot of them are. Or are a lot of them trying to save their bodies for a losing season that has happened? That's already a given. Why would they go out there and possibly get a ACL?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Is that something that we could be looking at? Is these players throwing in the towel?
Maybe if there was a lot of players who had like more simple or like lesser of injuries, I feel like all the injuries that all the players are getting are bad injuries. You know what I mean? And it's like
bad.
Like I thought Jerry Jeudy was gonna be out for the season when he rolled his ankle and stuff, and the fact that he came back a couple weeks later, you know, I'm like,
same
okay.
the opposite with KJ. When KJ was injured, I was like, oh, that's like a couple weeks. I know he's out for the rest of the season.
Yeah, he had a setback apparently in practice. Apparently, he had a setback, and
that's such a bummer.
Big time.
Yeah,
because he was huge when he was playing for us, like the deep threat.
But it's also like I feel like this guy's always been injured.
Yeah.
And it's such a bummer. I want to be able to like watch a full season with him in.
Seriously.
Injuries are somewhat out of your control. I mean, largely out of your control. But it's just a bummer. But
it just sucks so much that we never have gotten to see the four together, the wide receivers. Like,
well, I mean, I feel like that's anyone that we would be like stoked for. Like Miller and Chubb, we never got to see together.
Right.
I mean, we did, but you know what I mean. Like
not what it should have been.
No, but well, speaking of the four, moving on from wide receivers, my player of the game, Greg Dulcich, my man Gregory,
He's a game changer,
killed it. Had some killer plays, and I was either listening to or reading something that I guess Russell is known for not really targeting tight ends. Well,
we found our target.
Russell is switching it up because Gregory is putting that on the board. He did great.
Great. I honestly, based on what we've seen so far, he can be one of the better tight ends in the league for sure. And like probably one of Russell Wilson's top 2 targets game in and game out. Like he's the type of guy that can get you a touchdown a game. You know, He's just so quick. He just seems to always be able to get himself open. He's fast, man.
Oh, he's so fast. What was I reading? He almost has as many receiving yards as our dear old Noah Fant. And Noah Fant has been in all 12 games. And Greg Dulcich has been in how many? 5?
Something like that.
4 or 5? That's insane to me. They're
Definitely.
they're about 70, 60 yards apart. That's how much Dulcich has. Yeah, dude. Like he is lining it up there.
Absolutely.
That is definitely my player of the game. Who do you think you would say yours is?
My player of the game. Because that's the guy I probably would have went with too. Let me think.
I know you can't take my answers.
I know. I'm trying to stay away. You know, we almost had that beef over Dulcich before.
I know. Trust me, he's mine.
Who would rather F him? You know.
I love.
And I'm not even gay.
It's fine. You can appreciate a nice curly locks and the nice stash.
Yeah.
But anyways, who's your player of the game?
Justin Simmons.
There you go. I was like, I can give you one, bro.
Yeah, exactly. That's the obvious.
Okay, tell me about that. Yeah.
I mean, oh man, I feel so bad for him too. You know, because he just makes such good plays, and then directly after that, we go 3 and out both times.
Oh my god, and he's such a nice guy. He's probably on silence, being like, "It's okay, guys. Okay, back in. Okay, okay." Like,
yeah.
God.
Dude, Justin Simmons he's looking back. He's looking back to prime form. So so that's good. Pat Surtain started to look better. I mean, he had that. The only thing he had was that pass interference. That was bad. But
people are complaining about those little things that Pat Surtain is doing now because he was able to show at such a huge caliber for so long, and now he's been almost having the yips for the last couple of games. Do you agree with that?
I mean, he's definitely had a couple. I guess a couple yips, so to speak, but it's like he's just been so shut down this entire season. He's allowed to have a couple of those, you know what I mean? I feel like. I mean, what has he had on the entire season? 3 times? He's been 2 or 3 times he's been scored on? Here's the thing.
They've been in a row. I absolutely disagree with this, but it's just I've been hearing it a lot, and it's like people love to, not in just Broncos country and just sports news, they love to find a story and obviously amp it up. So that right now people are somewhat focusing on the fact that he's had back-to-back games that aren't at this elite Pro Bowl level. And it's, in my humble opinion, people need to chill.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
For almost everything, but... for him.
Dude, another thing too that bothers me when it comes to Pat Surtain is he doesn't get the respect from refs. I feel like that somebody like a Sauce Gardner gets. Sauce Gardner is another young cornerback that plays for the Jets, and he's looked at like the best guy in the league, the best cornerback in the league. When Pat Surtain has been playing better than him, and refs don't call anything on Sauce. Like if you watch,
was Sauce the same draft class?
I'm not sure if he was the same draft class, but I know he might be a year. He might have been there a year longer, maybe.
Okay,
or he
cool.
might have been drafted first by a year or something. But
Okay.
he's a young guy too as well. But if you go and watch his games, but because of his name, Sauce Gardner, the name he is even against us. It happened at the end of the game. You just see all kinds of this on the guys, and they're not calling it at all. You know,
Really?
he gets so many times they've snapshotted him completely pulling on a guy like that
Jeez,
at the
dude.
end of a game, and they don't call it. You know, and I don't think Pat Surtain gets that love yet. And
I didn't even know that's a thing that refs could give love to certain players.
they just do, you know. It's like it's even more so in the NBA. It's kind of like the NBA. You know, LeBron James going to the basket, he'll get the call over, you know, somebody we've never heard of first.
Oh my God, we should do a 2020 on refs and their
Telling
love
you.
for players, bro. I'll expose a lot of things.
yeah.
I'll be like, you are not
yeah.
calling this,
Oh,
but
yeah.
you did for this. So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
you better fess up, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, that's new information.
Something I wanted to bring up to you. This is
Yeah.
kind of away from the game.
Yeah.
I've been seeing something on Twitter go around today, and it's like this I feel bad pity for Justin Herbert. Oh, everybody on his team is injured. Coach isn't doing well. They're not calling good plays for him. Does this remind you of anybody? And you know, in my head, I'm like, yeah, Russell Wilson. But they're like, no, it reminds you of Phillip Rivers. We feel so bad for Justin Herbert. I'm like,
Rivers.
dude, this same exact thing, even worse, is happening to Russell Wilson. Like, why don't we get it? Why doesn't that happen to him? What? Because you guys think he's corny?
Yes. To answer
It's
your
so
question,
lame.
yes.
It's super lame.
It is a bummer, but like I don't hear about Justin Herbert in the news ever.
Ever.
You know
and
what I mean?
And he's throwing interceptions at the end of game and causing them like
Yeah,
they're not
dude.
3-9, but still they
It's
should be a
because
lot
Russ
better.
doesn't have, or sorry, Herbert doesn't have that superstar just presence. And not saying he's not. I know he is, but Russ is just another caliber that he puts himself out there as,
Yeah.
and being married to the superstar wife, like
Absolutely.
he puts himself. It's a target, man. It's either if you're doing really great, it's a great target and you get a lot of attention. But if you're doing bad, you're gonna get,
Yeah.
you know. So
Definitely.
I mean, but it goes back to like the Rams thing, how they're losing, and like it's just the Broncos are in the spotlight in a way that it's only because of all the hype from the preseason to now. That is it, because the Broncos have been losing.
Yep.
We haven't had a quarterback. It's a whole thing, but I don't know. It's who knows.
Yeah.
When did we start this?
It's a good question. I can run over there and see how long it's been going for.
Should we
I can
transfer
cut.
over into what our
Let's do it.
expectations?
All right, let's do it.
Great. Okay, so now that we've sort of gone over our thoughts and feelings, any last thoughts about this past game before I move on? Or where the Broncos are at, week 13.
I remember we said that if we play good defense and stop the run, we can have a chance. And
Yes.
we did that. And we had a chance. We just blew it. At the end.
Defense
We blew
on
it.
fire. Yeah.
Yep.
Defense did great. But I mean, we say
So-
that every time, so.
So I guess it pretty much just went exactly like I expected it to, because I feel like since the San Francisco game, this was no different from the San Francisco game. It's
Wow,
the
yeah.
exact same
Yeah.
game, except we were on the winning side by 1 point, you know,
Wow.
shockingly enough.
We beat
Yeah, we beat San Francisco 11-10.
Oh, right. We didn't win this one. I was like, how
Yeah.
is that different?
Yeah.
Oh, my
Yeah.
God. Jeez.
But the actual play of the game from beginning to end, there's been nothing different from week 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like, it's just the exact same thing.
And
it's
isn't
just-
that a bummer? It's sort of like we're watching week 2 or 3 out there, and it's now week 13.
Yeah, and we're not seeing progress. I want to see progress.
Or any
like,
difference. Yeah.
progress in the biggest aspects of the game. Like, we're seeing Russell play a little better, but it's we're still not getting touchdowns out of it.
No. And
We
so
didn't even make
it
it to the red zone.
Yeah.
On offense.
I mean, yeah. And I think, I don't know. I'm personally at the point where I don't want to read about or talk about the fact that our offense is the worst since X year and we're averaging 13 point whatever. I'm like, listen, we know we're bad. We don't have draft picks. I don't know what to do besides just be a fan again.
Yeah. Hope for Russell Wilson, root for him.
Yeah.
Encourage,
Oh God. Yeah.
I'm so tired of seeing on Twitter people are talking about what would it take for us to unload Russ, or how much would you guys like it? It's not happening. It's just not happening.
It's not. I feel like we got to say that every week. Yeah, we did last time, and we'll do it again. Russ is not going anywhere.
Yeah. Be a Russell Wilson fan again. Root for the man. Yes. Encourage him.
Oh God, I know. My last thoughts before we move on. Just shout out to my friend Evan, who's not going to watch this. The Ravens suck, but they didn't on Sunday. So.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, that was a backup quarterback too, by the way.
I don't want to think about it. Okay, so moving forward, we are heading into week 14 against the Chiefs at there. So that is away. That is what they call it.
Yeah.
13 straight losses to the Chiefs. And we were flexed out of primetime, which you're welcome, NFL country. What are your thoughts going into this game?
I think that everybody thinks that we're going to get blown out. I don't think that.
Yo, now we're talking.
Yeah,
okay.
We back.
Okay, let's go.
We back, baby.
Yes. Okay. Why do you think that?
Because our defense keeps us in the game, and that Chiefs defense isn't great, it's a division game. Division games I feel like are always tougher. They play each other, they know each other more, so that, along with how solid our defense has been, I think we can keep the game close. And it's going to come down to what we can do on offense. If we can get that score at the end, you can get in there and get that end game touchdown, I think we'll have a chance to win the game. I think we'll win it if we can get that end of the game touchdown, because I think it's going to be close.
It is going to be close. I love that. I like that idea. I think because we were flexed out of prime time and no one wanted to see us, I think what is going to happen is we are going to beat the Chiefs for the first time. I know. It's only because not even I'm expecting to beat them. I'm only saying this only because it's the most Broncos thing to Broncos.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? No one's going to watch it. We're out of prime time. No one expects it. No more playoffs. It's the worst team we've ever seen.
Chiefs
but we
just looking
beat
right
the
past
Chiefs.
us. Oh, yeah. Russell Wilson comes in with those 4 touchdown passes, vintage Russ.
Yes.
That'd be awesome.
I don't even want to talk. If any Chiefs fans listens to this or watches this and they'd be like, are you insane? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It is not based on anything that makes sense. It is literally based on, is Murphy's Law applicable to this? It's when you just no, that can't be.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly what
Murphy's Law.
Explain Murphy's Law.
I know. It's.
But it sounds right though. Sounds like you're onto something though.
Yeah. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. Okay.
Oh, okay.
The anti-Murphy's Law is what is going to happen. I'm sure there's a better way to explain it. But yeah,
I like anti-Murphy's Law.
Anti-Murphy's Law is what is going to happen this Sunday.
I like it. What's the score? What's your score?
We're gonna Mahomes will throw a touchdown. So I was gonna say, I was gonna say 10-9 just to.
That'd be hilarious.
God, what is my score? Let's say Broncos 17.
Hey, we beat more than 16.
Chiefs 14.
Okay, 2 touchdown passes. for Pat Mahomes?
Sure.
That's what you're going for?
Sure.
Okay. So 17-14. That's a good score. I like that score.
Can't be too high, you know?
Yeah, you cannot go too high.
No, you can't go too high.
I think we actually run the score up this time, and we score 20 points.
20 points?
We run it up and get 20.
Bro. Okay.
20-17 is my final.
I was expecting you to be like, we get 20
34.
points, but then they get 34. It's like we run it up, but they still win, you know?
20-17. I'm
20-17?
You got me hype. I'm going with the win. I'm going with the win here.
Okay.
I'm trying to get the juju going.
I love it.
And
If one thing I can do is get the hype going.
you got me hype. I felt like, a close loss was it, but you got me hype. And, the unthinkable, why not? Why can't the unthinkable
Because
happen,
we know it's going to be a loss. Why not?
They did lose to the Colts. They lost to the Indianapolis Colts, so they're capable of losing to a team.
But that's what we said
that.
last week because the Ravens just lost to the Jags.
Very true. Very true. No more transitive properties stuff. That doesn't work.
Transitive properties, people.
That's not real.
God, that is so that's impressive vocabulary.
Thank you. I don't know why that stuck with me in middle school. And to be completely honest, I hope I'm not wrong about that still. I remember it being that.
I still didn't look it up. I mean,
remember it being that, but
Let's just make a pact that we never look it up. Right. And we're just always talking about
believe each other no matter what.
What is it?
Transitive properties.
Transitive properties.
Let's see. Let's look.
No, don't
okay,
look
you're
it
right.
up.
You're right. We can't look up stuff. Transitive. I learned that when I was in third grade. Transitive properties.
Transitive properties. It's when your football team beats the football team because they lost to a team you beat.
Right.
There's your vocab for the day.
Yeah.
Amazing.
There it is. You learn something new every day.
I know. Yeah.
Even if it's wrong, you still learn something.
Listen. As long as you're confident about it, no one will ask anything.
Exactly.
That's the thing. So,
exactly.
All right, Aaron, any closing thoughts? You want to leave Broncos country?
Closing thoughts for Broncos country. Stay positive, because that's all we have left. Root for your man, Russell Wilson, because guess what? He's our quarterback next year. So root for success. Yeah, exactly. Root for positivity and progression. That's my word of the day. Progression. Yes. We haven't seen any of that this entire season. So Broncos, progress.
Progress. Let's see. My thought of the day. Something I want to leave you guys with. What if I just throw you a curveball? Actually, I am going to throw you one. So one holiday treat.
I like it.
That I think everyone needs to get. I actually haven't had it in years. But I've been on a real good sweet tooth kick lately.
Okay.
It's not good for me. But one of the best holiday treats out there is the Chick-fil-A peppermint chocolate milkshake.
Really?
Because
never had it.
Oh my gosh. The chunks of chocolate in there are perfect. The peppermint chunks in there are perfect. It's the most amazing thing. You got to go to Chick-fil-A, get yourself a peppermint chocolate milkshake.
I'm doing that.
Don't do it on a Sunday.
You're right.
It's the only day I crave Chick-fil-A. So that's the thought I'm going to leave you guys. I know. So if you guys watch this video on Sunday before the game, sorry, everyone, but you can get it the next day on Monday. So,
awesome.
Well, Aaron, thank you so much. Love being here with you. I would say having you here, but I'm pretty sure you're having me here. So
we're
whatever.
Just having each other at this
having each other through this time. Exactly. How do you want to close it out?
You go ahead and do it. And today's
I know
your day.
It is my day. I don't know how you closed it out last time.
Any way you want. You can say anything you want. That's the great thing about here.
Anything I want? Okay, well,
anything.
Broncos country, the best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear. Let's ride.
Let's ride.
Now I'm going to go home and watch Elf.
Right, exactly. I might do the same thing too. I'm gonna look up to see about that Jingle Bells or that Jingle All the Way.
Yeah, I don't know if you should see it, dude. I'm telling you, it's not.
I might not watch it.
I don't think Arnold's in the second one.
Oh, okay, yeah. If he's not, If Arnold and Sinbad's not in it, I'm out.
I think Sinbad's in it, but Arnold's not.
Oh, that's enough. We need Arnold.
You know,
we need Arnold.
Dude,
Sinbad might not be enough.